The Danish desert is moving and royalty just witnessed nature's most spectacular phenomenon. In a breathtaking display of natural wonder that few monarchs have ever experienced, King Frederik and Queen Mary of Denmark ventured into one of Europe's most extraordinary landscapes where sand dunes literally walk across the earth like ancient giants awakening from slumber. Picture this scene if you will, two of the most elegant figures in European royalty standing atop Denmark's largest moving sand dune called Råbjerg Mile, where every single day massive amounts of sand shift and dance in an eternal migration that has captivated scientists and nature lovers for centuries. This isn't just any ordinary royal outing. This is a journey into one of nature's most mysterious and constantly changing theaters where the landscape itself becomes the star performer. Råbjerg Mile stands as Denmark's most remarkable geological phenomenon, a colossal sand dune that refuses to stay put, moving approximately 15 meters northeast every single year with the relentless determination of a natural bulldozer carving new paths through the Danish countryside. When King Frederik and Queen Mary stepped onto this shifting landscape, they weren't just visiting a tourist attraction, they were experiencing a living, breathing geological marvel that has been reshaping the Danish coastline for over 2 centuries. The sheer magnitude of this moving mountain of sand is absolutely staggering when you consider that Råbjerg Mile contains roughly 4 million cubic meters of sand, equivalent to filling approximately 1,600 Olympic-sized swimming pools with pure, windswept grains that have traveled incredible distances to create this wandering wonder. Every grain tells a story of wind patterns, coastal erosion, and the relentless power of natural forces that shape our planet in ways most people never get to witness firsthand. Queen Mary, with her characteristic grace and curiosity, appeared genuinely fascinated by the scientific marvel beneath her feet, understanding that she was standing on what geologists consider one of Europe's most active sand dune systems. The Australian-born Queen, who has always shown deep appreciation for Denmark's unique natural heritage, seemed particularly engaged with learning about how this extraordinary landscape formed and continues to evolve with each passing season. King Frederik, known for his environmental consciousness and love of Danish nature, demonstrated his genuine connection to the land he rules by taking time to understand the complex ecosystem that surrounds and supports this moving sand dune. The king's presence at Råbjerg Mile sends a powerful message about the importance of preserving Denmark's unique natural landmarks and the need for continued environmental stewardship in an era of climate change. The formation of Råbjerg Mile itself reads like an epic tale of natural forces unleashed, beginning in the late 18th century when a combination of severe storms, deforestation, and changing wind patterns created the perfect conditions for sand to break free from coastal barriers and begin its inexorable journey inland. What started as a relatively small accumulation of windblown sand has grown into a massive geological feature that now towers 40 meters above the surrounding landscape, creating its own microclimate and supporting unique plant and animal communities. Standing atop this shifting giant, the royal couple would have experienced the otherworldly sensation of being surrounded by an environment that exists nowhere else in Denmark, where the horizon shimmers with heat mirages on sunny days and the silence is broken only by the whisper of countless sand grains rolling and tumbling in the ever-present coastal winds. The psychological impact of standing in such a landscape cannot be understated, as visitors often report feeling transported to desert regions thousands of kilometers away while remaining firmly planted on Danish soil. The scientific significance of Råbjerg Mile extends far beyond its impressive physical dimensions, serving as a natural laboratory where researchers study wind patterns, sand transport mechanisms, and the long-term effects of coastal erosion on inland ecosystems. King Frederik and Queen Mary's visit highlights the importance of supporting scientific research into climate change and environmental protection, as this moving dune serves as a powerful indicator of changing weather patterns and their effects on Danish geography. The ecological impact of this wandering sand mountain creates a fascinating story of destruction and renewal, as Råbjerg Mile slowly buries forests, farmland, and even buildings in its path while simultaneously creating new habitats for specialized plant and animal species that have adapted to life in this harsh, constantly changing environment. Pioneer plant species like marram grass and sea rocket establish temporary footholds on the dune slopes, only to be buried and replaced as the sand continues its relentless march toward the northeast. Local communities have learned to coexist with this geological nomad, understanding that fighting against Råbjerg Mile's movement is futile and that adaptation rather than resistance offers the best hope for long-term survival. The dune's path has been carefully mapped by scientists who can predict with remarkable accuracy where it will be located decades into the future, allowing local planners to make informed decisions about land use and infrastructure development in the affected areas. The tourism potential of Råbjerg Mile has not gone unnoticed by Danish authorities, who recognize that this unique landscape attracts visitors from around the world seeking to experience something truly extraordinary and unlike anything found elsewhere in Northern Europe. The royal visit serves as a powerful endorsement of Denmark's commitment to promoting sustainable tourism that celebrates natural wonders while protecting fragile ecosystems from overexploitation and environmental damage. Photography enthusiasts and artists have long been drawn to Råbjerg Mile's constantly shifting patterns of light and shadow, finding inspiration in the way sunlight creates dramatic contrasts across rippled sand surfaces that change hourly with the movement of wind and weather. Queen Mary, with her keen eye for beauty and composition, likely appreciated the artistic possibilities presented by this natural canvas that repaints itself continuously throughout each day. The cultural significance of Råbjerg Mile extends into Danish literature, art, and folklore, where it has been celebrated as a symbol of nature's power to reshape human understanding of permanence and change. Writers and poets have drawn inspiration from the dune's unstoppable movement, using it as a metaphor for time's passage and the inevitability of transformation in both natural and human systems. Environmental scientists monitoring Råbjerg Mile have documented fascinating interactions between the moving sand and local wildlife populations, discovering that certain bird species have adapted their nesting behaviors to take advantage of the unique conditions created by the dune's presence. These adaptations demonstrate nature's remarkable ability to find opportunities even in seemingly hostile environments, offering valuable insights into ecosystem resilience and evolutionary flexibility. The hydrological impact of Råbjerg Mile creates another layer of scientific interest, as the massive sand accumulation affects local water tables and drainage patterns, creating wetland areas on its trailing edge while altering stream courses and groundwater flow in complex ways that researchers are still working to understand fully. These water-related changes have implications for agriculture, wildlife habitat, and human water supplies in the surrounding region. King Frederik's background in military service and environmental studies positioned him perfectly to appreciate both the strategic implications of coastal change and the scientific complexity of the processes driving Råbjerg Mile's movement. His visit demonstrates the Danish monarchy's commitment to staying informed about environmental challenges facing the kingdom and supporting research efforts aimed at understanding and adapting to natural phenomena. The meteorological factors controlling Råbjerg Mile's movement create a fascinating study in atmospheric science, as wind patterns, storm intensity, and seasonal variations in weather all influence the rate and direction of sand transport. Climate scientists use data collected from the dune to better understand how changing global weather patterns might affect coastal erosion and sand movement throughout the region. International recognition of Råbjerg Mile as a significant geological feature has grown steadily as scientists from around the world visit Denmark to study this unique example of active sand dune migration in a temperate climate zone. The royal visit helps raise the profile of Danish contributions to earth science research and demonstrates the kingdom's commitment to sharing scientific knowledge with the international community. The economic implications of Råbjerg Mile's movement affect local communities in complex ways, creating challenges for agriculture and infrastructure while simultaneously generating tourism revenue and scientific research opportunities. The Danish government's approach to managing these competing interests serves as a model for other nations facing similar environmental challenges. Educational programs centered on Råbjerg Mile provide valuable learning opportunities for students studying geography, environmental science, and climate change, offering hands-on experience with natural processes that are difficult to observe elsewhere. The royal visit emphasizes the importance of environmental education in preparing future generations to address climate-related challenges. Conservation efforts surrounding Råbjerg Mile focus on protecting the natural processes that drive dune movement while minimizing human impacts on this delicate ecosystem. The presence of King Frederik and Queen Mary at this site underscores the royal family's support for conservation initiatives and sustainable environmental management practices. The geological timeline of Råbjerg Mile's formation and movement provides a fascinating window into Denmark's environmental history, revealing how human activities and natural forces have interacted to create the landscape we see today. This historical perspective helps inform current environmental policy decisions and land use planning efforts throughout the region. Future projections for Råbjerg Mile's movement suggest that this remarkable landscape feature will continue its northeastern migration for decades to come, eventually reaching the sea where it will likely be dispersed by wave action and tidal forces. Understanding this long-term trajectory helps communities and policymakers prepare for the changes ahead while maximizing the scientific and educational value of this unique natural laboratory. The royal couple's exploration of Råbjerg Mile represents more than just a scenic outing. It symbolizes Denmark's commitment to understanding and preserving its natural heritage while adapting to environmental changes that affect communities throughout the kingdom. Their presence at this remarkable site sends a clear message about the importance of environmental stewardship and scientific research in addressing 21st-century challenges. As King Frederik and Queen Mary experienced the unique sensation of standing atop Denmark's wandering desert, they joined a select group of individuals who have witnessed firsthand one of nature's most extraordinary ongoing experiments in landscape transformation. Their visit to Råbjerg Mile will undoubtedly inspire greater public interest in Denmark's remarkable natural heritage and the importance of protecting these irreplaceable geological treasures for future generations to study, enjoy, and learn from in their own journeys of discovery. What do you think motivates modern monarchs to seek out these extraordinary natural phenomena, and how might their royal endorsement influence public attitudes toward environmental conservation and scientific research? Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Hit the like if this incredible royal adventure amazed you as much as it amazed us. Share this video with anyone who loves nature and royalty, and drop a comment below telling us about the most extraordinary natural wonder you've ever experienced or dream of visiting someday.